Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Dawn Melanie. I thank you for joining me today for this week's discussion on managing self. Specifically, how I manage my multiple sclerosis. Not a feat void of challenges on a daily basis. I'm successful more so than not, actually for almost the past 20 years. Even before diagnosis, when my initial MS symptoms onset, I was managing myself through elements that I find to be key to the success of overcoming any of life challenges, not just multiple sclerosis. I am a strong proponent of a fit, healthy lifestyle, and I do enjoy food. I enjoy cooking food, I enjoy eating food, yet I respect food. This means that I indulge in food from different elements of food from time to time, but I never deny myself of anything. Instead of denying, I actually enjoy splurges, but in moderation. The key word is moderation. If I visit a happy hour with a friend, hopefully it has some offerings of food choices that are discounted, preferably maybe at 50% off. That makes me happy, not the drink specials. Those I usually pass on, the alcoholic beverages specials, because spending I call them splurge calories on something I believe on spending my splurge calories on something with somewhat of a nutritional value. If I can get let's say, some sort of chicken dish, something with protein, then again, that makes me happy. I'd rather do this than to spend my splurge calories on something that's actually detrimental to my health. And as far as splurges are concerned, treating myself, well, I actually quickly adapted to this type of behavior soon after my official diagnosis of relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis in March 1999. Not only was I learning that tomorrow isn't guaranteed, in fact, I learned that nothing is guaranteed, and that's life. But I started to understand, that I could be walking completely ambulatory with a normal gait during 1 second, and in the very next second, I could be in a seemingly catatonic state. That is, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk. Basically, for each brief yet frequent episode, I suffered from, a muscular rigidity on the right side of my body, my arm, my leg, my hand, even my eye. I couldn't focus, so I had to literally close it looked like I was winking at you, but it's like everything on the right side of my body would go rigid for a very short time, but so frequently. It was challenging, but I did manage. I managed. During the time, like I said, this is before I was even diagnosed. So this was occurring in 1998, 1999. I continued to play competitive racquetball on a daily basis. So, even though, like I said, my body would go into a catatonic state for a brief moment, several times a day, I went on and tried to, live the most normal life that I could. So during 1999, I was trying to figure out what was going on with my body. Took almost 3 months into 1999 to receive my diagnosis, but I look at it and go, others may have been partying like it was 1999, want to party like it's 1999, but 1999, I began living. Taking advantage of all the opportunities that had been afforded to me. I remember I heard my doctor say, you have multiple sclerosis. I heard him, but in the back of my mind, I still recall a little voice said, fine, kind of like that, like fine, almost like a whatever. I knew that I couldn't change the past. It was what it was. It is what it is. But I did, and I still do look at my MS as an opportunity to rewrite my future, looking forward. So, I jokingly reference my MS as my stuff, MS, my stuff. It includes recurring themes and different habits, but these can change, and that's the important thing. That I know that any habits and things like that, it can change. And like I said, at the time, 1999, when I received that diagnosis, I was like, okay, wow, things are going to change. And unfortunately, no one then and now, no one could predict what changes would occur. The order, the circumstances, the severity, nor the duration. Neither me or my physicians can predict that. We didn't know. So I'm sitting here going, okay, 26 years old, and I have a chronic illness. I'm only 26 years old. So what did I need to do? The specifics, that was unclear, but I knew that I had work to do. The appointments, the routine injections of my DMDs, or disease-modifying drugs, the 24-hour flu-like symptoms that ensued, after in the injections, my work schedule, 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks, depending on the client and deadlines, the traveling, some local, some domestic travels, other times internationally, traveling internationally with syringes and, all the medicine stuff. I remember I had to carry my doctor's notes, basically some documents explaining what and why I was traveling with the medical paraphernalia, I guess you call it. See, I was working full-time when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and immediately things had already started to change. Well, that was over 19 years ago, and I haven't been a slave to corporate America in almost 13 years. But I still know when it's time for some spring cleaning. The practice of thoroughly cleaning a house in the springtime. My diagnosis, that was spring 1999. Today, it's spring 2018. And I consider I'm overdue for some spring cleaning. Metaphorically, I refer to this spring cleaning that I'm overdue for as, any kind of heavy duty cleaning or organizing. That's what I'm talking about. Basically, tune up that I need to to get for myself or perform for myself, so that I can manage myself better and manage my multiple sclerosis better. Of course, spring cleaning usually comprises the obvious: one's house, including closets, shelves, that sort of thing. Perhaps some deep scrubbing and cleaning bathrooms and kitchens. But today I want to address the not so obvious of objects to undergo this said heavy-duty cleaning. That object or entity is our bodies. Our bodies. As we spring clean our homes, we should also spring clean our bodies. I remember, the winter holiday festivities and eats. I'm sure I had a couple shows about my Thanksgiving layout there. I know over the holidays I certainly indulge, and not so moderately as I could have. I mean, I indulged like to the fullest, no holds barred. So if you're like me, you probably ate things like soups and kind of that comfort food. My favorite is creamy tomato basil. Love that. I love that. I know I ate things like that in the colder months, and I know as it gets warmer, in summer months, I tend to fill my plate with cool crisp salads, in the summer months. It's funny, today actually, I passed on the buffet, which was Oh, it was fresh. It was a Mediterranean food, grilled kebab. Everything looked so wonderful, but it was warm, and I was like, I don't feel like eating that right now. So actually, I went for something cool. It wasn't a salad. Actually, today was one of those moderate indulgent days. Actually, I went down the street and got a fried banana split ice cream. Fried banana split, with 3 scoops of ice cream and all that. So that was my lunch. Like I said, I don't do that every day, but that was one of my moderate indulgences. Anyway, as I was saying, warm stuff, I tend to eat in the winter months, and cool stuff in the summer. But sometimes people say, well, what about during the spring? Surely your diet doesn't comprise primarily of those little Cadbury Easter eggs or jelly beans and yellow marshmallow peeps from the past Easter holiday. So, what should we be eating during the spring? Well, early this week, I woke up with a eureka moment. My MS never ceases to amaze me, oftentimes doing the direct opposite of what the majority of the MS population experiences. I usually get a solid 9 to 10 hours of sleep nightly, but Monday I woke up at 6:34, about 5 minutes after sunrise. I looked at my clock, and I replaced my eye mask back over my eyes, and attempted to go back to sleep, but to no avail. So I just got out of bed, and I began my day. I started my day even before my husband woke up to go to work, and when he got up, he's like, "Why are you up?" He just couldn't understand, why I was up so early, because I'm the person who needs 10 hours of sleep. But here I am. I was bouncing around, bouncing around literally, kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like an Easter bunny. But he didn't understand why. He didn't understand why, but I knew I had work to do, and I was ready. And that's why I was up, because my mind was, going through tasks and things that I wanted to accomplish for the day. So basically, I had work to do, so that's why I was up. Now, my husband already expressed an interest in joining me on a mini detox plan. One of like 3 days, but like many of you know, especially the listeners suffering with MS, plans don't always get completed when we want them to be completed. What I mean by that is I'm actually still shopping to have all the groceries in place for the cooking, and so this can, our 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. So basically it flows like clockwork. A lot of it's pre-prepping. You don't have to cook every day, but I still need to make sure that I have everything that I need before we begin the journey. So like I said, I don't have all of the items that I need for the week, or actually it's 3 days or 5 days. No, actually it's 3 days. I don't have all of the items that I need to complete the whole detox plan. So in the meantime, I've began implementing some habits. I guess I don't want to say eating better, but trying to perform these habits, daily, and until we do start this detox plan. And I figured, try to implement eating those items that will be on the detox menu. That'll make it a habit, and we'll be more likely than not to follow through with it, even when we're not specifically on a detox plan. So again, focusing on certain foods to consume more of, foods to avoid, and exercises or daily practices to promote that detoxification of the body, so that it can be used as a quote-unquote spring cleaning of the body. The first habit: drink more homemade juices. I know I've been drinking more orange juice and grapefruit juice. Those are pretty easy to squeeze even with a manual squeezer. Also lemon juice. My favorite, my morning green beverage. I know it looks kind of almost disgusting, as my husband would say, but he always goes, ew, as I go, yum, 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 this is so healthy and good for you. But, it's every morning I have a morning green beverage, and the name says it all. It's green. It's a lot of kale, which is one of the green leafy vegetables that particularly cleansing. Kale, and especially others that are bitter, such as parsley, beet, spinach, arugula. All of those I toss them into my NutriBullet and blend them, and that way I consume everything. I don't strain anything because I want to consume all the fiber, because fiber has a purpose. We know that it keeps things moving. So I blend all these green things and put some ginger, some other kind of anti-inflammatory foods, things like that, into the into my beverage as well. The second habit is I try to flush my system with water and herbal teas on a daily basis. This is perfect to cleanse and hydrate the system, and we all know that hydration is critical. If I'm drinking just plain water, not carbonated, or I guess even just flat water, I add a splash of lemon, or actually I add 3 to 4 to 5 splashes of lemon. And my husband's like, seriously, that much? But the purpose of the lemon is it stimulates the liver, which is the main organ associated with stress, which brings me to the third habit, managing my stress level, something I need to practice on as well. It's something I'm actually regaining control of. And you may say, well, why? Well, I know probably everybody out there knows that managing stress is really critical for anybody dealing with a chronic illness. But in case you're asking why it's important because, like I was talking about the liver earlier, the liver is responsible for free flow of food and energy throughout the body, and stress causes blockages. So ultimately, the stress and blockages can lead to irritable bowel syndrome, bloating. It can lead to heartburn and headaches. And another stress symptom, which I am too familiar with, is inflammation, what we call a MS flare-up, or an exacerbation. My go-to stress reliever has not changed in almost 30 years. I get regular exercise daily. It got me through, I'd say, intermediate accounting 1 and 2. Got me through prepping for the CPA exam, which I passed, and it got me through working at a Big 6 accounting firm, starting at the age of 21. It even, working out on a daily basis even got me, helped me manage the stress of, competing on stage, bodybuilding stage with hundreds of onlookers, and, all this I managed myself through exercise. All with MS. And some say, well, how do you do it? Well, I think because regular exercise can help free the flow of the liver. Remember, liver will cause, if it's blocked, it'll cause problems down the line. So you don't want to block liver from stress. The fourth step is to stop bloating. Bloating is caused by overeating. Eating in a stressful environment often causes overeating. I know I don't eat at my desk, but I do eat at the dinner table while watching TV with my husband, because we're usually watching Food Network as we enjoy food. We enjoy looking at it, we enjoy getting ideas, and we enjoy eating. So I do believe a home-cooked meal, although it's sometimes laborious, I know my product yields significantly less processed ingredients, and especially if I use fresh produce, which reminds me, our local farmers market has reopened on Saturday morning, so I know where I'll be going this weekend. Hopefully this weekend, the weekend after, and the weekend after that, thus becoming a weekly habit. I hope that I can continue as long as the vendors, set up shop downtown with their products. which brings me to number 5, the fifth element of the steps to spring clean our bodies is, if you can, shop at your local farmers market instead of the chain grocery stores. Some people insist that it's equally important to shop at a local organic store, but I honestly don't believe in paying a premium on produce allegedly grown in so-called organic rich soil, packed with all the nutrients that we need. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little frugal, cheap, frugal, what have you. But I know that my husband, he's continuing to make efforts to have our home garden flourish, and I'm so anxiously waiting for our first crop of kale to mature and harvest. So that's really interesting there. So not so much. If a local farmers market is available, do try to go take a part in it and maybe select some produce. I know that I like it because it is fresh, and I can literally taste the difference. Again, just to look at some actions that I plan to take to change my everyday life, to spring clean my body, to help it detox, to rid my body of those indulgent moments that I've had festive food, delight, sometimes overboard. Like I said, I continue to exercise on a regular basis, and also I continue to reap the benefits of that. Even if you can't get to the gym and lift weights, walking or just any movement will boost your mood. It'll bolster your heart health, and one great one is that actually exercise helps to ease sugar cravings. I know even for me, to give up certain foods is somewhat stepping outside of my comfort zone. I like to eat what I want whenever I want to. So again, I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone in an effort to spring clean my body. Again, some people may say, well, why are you doing this? And I can easily answer that by saying, well, I'm embracing my weaknesses or my vulnerabilities, and I'm trying to take action to strengthen myself against them. My health and my well-being both are in my hands. And as the mercury rises, that is, the summer temperatures soar, I'll get out and enjoy the crisp spring air. So, as a close, I want to challenge you all out there to do the same. Of course, enjoy the spring air, but do be mindful of any known limitations, physical limitations, that is, that you know that you may have or aware of. All in an effort to enjoy this spring. Take action to rid yourself of known toxins that can be food, people, relationships, situations. Let's get rid of that as much as we can. We don't need it. Ready, set, go. Let's get rid of all the clutter that we can. I mean, like, have nothing in your house that you believe to be not useful or to be a beautiful thing. It's time for a spring cleaning, not only of your house, but also of your mind, your body, and your thoughts. It's time to stop just existing. It's time to start living. From time to time, one must release the built-up grime that's inside of them, whether it be physical, emotional, even mental. That's freeing up this will free up your emotions, and kind of give you a clean slate or a cleaner slate to which you can live a healthier lifestyle going forward. Now, my spring cleaning effort, it will probably continue on into the summer months, but that won't discourage me, because I know that I've started. So if it lasts a little bit longer, then an absolute completed task by the end of the season, I won't be discouraged, because I want to quote Cheryl Berger said it best: the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So I've started, so I already feel like I'm over halfway there from day one. This is Dawn Melanie, and I hope that you'll join me next week for another episode of Managing Self. And as we go into the next week, I want you guys to be aware to always concentrate on how far you have come rather than how far you have left to go. The difference and how easy it seems will amaze you. And this was this quote by Hattie Johnson. Again, this is Dawn Melanie, and thank you for listening.